Hi everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Sunday, October 1st, 2023. September is behind us. It wasn't, we were anticipating it to be one of the rougher months. And when we take a look at the VIX right here, you can see when we were down here, this is when everybody was bullish on the market. And, I was saying we're at important support areas that we haven't seen since the Fed was actually easing, not tightening. And there really was no catalyst for the overly bullish sentiment that we saw during this entire move. And so we were anticipating a volatility spike. That's what we were relaying to everybody. We saw the VIX go from the 1260 all the way up to 1970. So it almost a 40% move up in volatility. So this was correct, this volatility spike. Now, notice we're right at some important resistance, and that's at the 2049. So still another 20% higher on the VIX before we get up there. But if they break through, this is where, I believe we'll get a spike up somewhere into the 26. But this is an important, resistance. We may just kind of bounce around and just get up to this level. And then from there, we're going to be looking for the low, with the date that Woody had put out. And why I've been, kind of moving over to cash right now, because as I said, it's very difficult to switch from short to long, in the middle of a trade. So as I've been explaining, for me, I would rather, just even if we have to head down to 4,200 or something like that, give up these last, say points here. The easy money was from here to here. That's over. We still probably have another new low made that needs to be made. And if we get up somewhere up into this, these important resistance areas without coming down and making a new low, then I'm looking short. If we come down, then we be patient as we head into the next turn date, wait for some bullish divergences to form on the daily chart, and we look to buy. And that's it. As I said, our whole service really is about controlling your emotions by letting you know what our analytics model is seeing moving forward. And as I said, besides this little move right here for the past 2.5 years, we've been pretty spot on with it. And even with this move, we came back down below to where we were getting entered into the short position. This was just stressful. That was it. And we were able to close some down here, re-get the short up at the 44.40, and now we move to cash as we came down to these levels here. And we're just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be patient. I'm fine with this market going up or down. It would make more sense if we see a move up to the 4400, but even though it's 120 points up, I still think the risk is on the long side. And the main reason for that is when we look at the daily chart, we don't have any buy signals. So this is suggesting that this low is not going to hold. And if it doesn't, then we're looking at a move down to the 4180, possibly even down to the 4100 level. So that's where, I believe we're going to see the buy signals, and it's probably going to come in right at the turn date that Woody's looking for. And as everybody's going to be panic selling, we're going to be taking their shares and buying it and wait for the easy money bounce. And that's really what we do on it. And I'm going to continue doing it where I take, once we're up 100 points on a position, take some of it off and just let it run, and just keep doing this over and over, where you have a move that goes from 4,600 down to 4225, and look at the actual trades you had. So you had one, then you could have shorted back up here, two, and then three. So in an actual trade, you can be in it 3 or 4 times in the same direction, but locking in profits the whole time. And that's what I like to do. It just makes things a lot easier to manage. You're able to control your emotions and really just make money each month. So to me, this is the heavy resistance area. We ran into it on Friday at the 43.45. If the bulls can get above it, then I'm expecting a test of the 200-day moving average, and that's going to be at the 43.95 or 4400. And if we take it out, then we wait for it. As long as we come into the bullish time period that Woody's looking for, that's where we turn around and we wait for support to hold and buy it and place a stop behind it. But I'm not going to say the bigger move from here is to the downside, but time wise, the next swing trade is going to be to the upside. So we know that when it come towards the end of a move, especially on the downside, things get very, very ferocious. And what you do is you see 30, 40% spikes in the VIX, but that's when everybody's scared of the market. And like I said, you don't have to be scared of this. You sit there, and if you build your positions and put proper stops in place, in the predictive analytics model is telling us to be looking long, that's fine. Just let it go. We may be underwater for a little bit, but in the end, as everybody has seen, our predictive analytics model comes out ahead every time. And that's why I continue to do this. So anyway, the support that we're looking at, if new lows are going to be made, are going to be down at the 42.30 and the 42.10 area. But you can see the buyers did step in at the 200-day moving average. And if we look at the weekly average, that they stepped in right at the 50-week moving average. And that's where buyers stepped in and why I closed my trade. The buyers were going to be waiting on down here at some point to catch the bears leaning off guard. And on the big drop that we had on Tuesday, I believe it was. Let me take a look here. I think it was Tuesday. But in any case, we had a big move, and the sentiment came in at 2% bullish, and then the next day we continued down further, but then found support and we came back up. So everybody that was shorting this break of the uh, 200-day moving average, got trapped here, and that's why there may be enough juice for the bulls to get up to this 4,400. And again, if not, I don't. It doesn't bother me. We already, if it comes down, then we're looking to look to buy the dip. If it goes up, then we're looking to short that rally. But they're going to be quick trades because we're coming into the turn date, and we know that sentiment is already low. We may need to get it a little lower, but in any case, you don't want to be getting aggressively short down here because we're looking at bullish divergences on the hourly chart. We're kind of neutral, and that was after the gain on Friday, and then we came back and sold off. And really, the important levels that we want to keep on, if the bears can get it through to 42.74, the next line of support is going to be right here, and that's the 42.64. So this is what the bulls need to defend. This is what the bears need to get through. If they get through it, then I believe these lows will be taken out. But we have this important support at 42.33 and then 42.16. If it gets through that, that's where we can see some panic selling down. Where we come down somewhere into the 4100 level. So, we want to just wait for either, sell signals to come up on the technical end because we know time wise it's still bearish, but it's getting close to the end. And so we want to be, if it bounces up here, we want to be looking to short, but just quick trades, 100 points and we're out. And we want to be cash when we start entering, coming very, very close to the next turn date because we want to be buying this dip as everybody is shorting it. So if the bulls are going to have to get it above the 43.37, if they do, we have some resistance at the 43.65. But my guess is that we're going to be coming up to the 4400 if this high gets taken out. If this low gets taken out here at the 42.77, then anticipate a test of the 42.36, but more likely down to the 42.31 and the 42.15 level. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Like I said, towards the end of these moves, things are going to be exciting. I think we're going to be able to, very easily make 100 points in a day or two on the S&P and step out and just keep doing this. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.